All right, what's going on, everybody? So, we just got the trailer for Assassin's Creed Shadows, formerly known as Assassin's Creed Red. I'm here with Rex Bebop. We're going to be talking about the reveal trailer, the controversy, everything you need to know about the game and everything. So, with this one, like Assassin's Creed is one of those franchises, along with Grand Theft Auto. A lot of people have been wanting Assassin's Creed in Japan for a while, and they're finally doing it. And so there's been a lot of negativity online about it. I have my thoughts about it, and so does my friend here. So I'm gonna go ahead and quickly run down some of the features of the game, and then I'm gonna pass it to you. Kind of give your first thoughts on the reveal trailer and everything. Unfortunately, like always, like with like every single Ubisoft, well not every single, but most Ubisoft reveals, no gameplay, unfortunately. But from what I saw, I can say at least the story, at least it seems like it's gonna grab me. But we'll get into that. So for those of you that don't know, this is going to be set in the Sengoku period of Japan in 1579. There's going to be two playable characters, Naoe, who is a shinobi, and Yasuke, who's based off of a historical figure. He's the Black Samurai. Each of them are going to have their own stats, gear, and skills. Naoe, so with Naoe, she's going to have a grappling hook. That's something new that they've added to the game. They said they're going to be adding improved AI. It's going to have better searchability, destructible environments. They added seasons and even the weather changing. All of that will affect the environment, and it will change up your infiltration routes. The behavior of the AI is going to switch up too, and it seems like, and you can correct me if I'm wrong because you played Brotherhood. It seems like they're bringing back a mechanic that they had in the past, where you can recruit allies. So in this game, you can build up a spy network and recruit spies and everything. And like I
That is
said, I
definitely
believe
from
that's
Brotherhood.
from
That is
Brotherhood.
that is definitely from Brotherhood.
Yeah.
Yep.
So I'm gonna pass it to you. So what do you think about the reveal trailer? Because for me, like I said, when you told me about this and you was complaining about there not being any gameplay, I mean, I think that was the biggest complaint for everybody. Is that with like I
Among
said,
other things.
yeah, among other things. But one of the biggest complaints I saw was, yeah, there's no gameplay, which is typical of Ubisoft. But I will say, when I saw the trailer, I'm like, okay, this seems interesting as far as like the story goes. They grabbed me with that, and I'm not a big Assassin's Creed guy. I'm not really the fan of the franchise or anything. I'll get into that later. But you have more experience with it, so that's why I wanted to pass it off to you first.
Okay. Um, it looks good. Like from what we have been shown with the cinematic trailer, and Ubisoft always kills it with the cinematic trailers. I'm not even gonna lie about that. Um, it looks good. They look good. However, this is definitely one of those things where I'm like, I need the gameplay before I really make up my mind on this because I'm on Ubisoft burnout, and I've said this on my own channel, especially when it comes to like the recent um it's not out yet, but the
Star
Star
Wars,
Wars Outlaws.
yeah,
But with Star Wars Outlaws, I'm like, I need solid proof that what I'm seeing is going to be legit and just not like pure Ubisoft being Ubisoft with how their games are.
yeah,
You know,
like a Watchdog situation, like that.
exactly.
Yeah. Yeah, so for me, I would say, as somebody who hasn't really been a fan of the series, I played the first game, wasn't really a fan of it then. I thought it was a little clunky. Well, not even a little. I thought it was pretty clunky. A lot of the things didn't work well back then. Of course, they improved on the parkour and everything. Um, but my biggest thing with the franchise has always been the combat, and I feel like if they can nail the combat, because I don't think I'll really be doing the stealth side of things. Because for me, with stealth games, I usually like stuff like Dishonored, and for Assassin's Creed, I'm not sure if that's gonna really gel for me. Like I played the first one, like I said, I played a little bit of Black Flag, which everybody likes, but I couldn't get into both of those. But with this one, I'm like, y'all got me with the setting. It seems like y'all getting me with the story. And so the thing with Yasuke and Naoe, Like I said earlier, they're gonna have two different play styles, which I think is actually a good thing that they split it up between the characters instead of just making it like they've done it in the past, where like you can play as a male or female, and it's essentially like the same character. I want to say that they did that a little differently with I believe it was Syndicate, but with this
Hmm.
one, as far as like Yasuke being, because the way I see it, based off of what I've read so far, it seems like Yasuke is going to be the one that you're going to choose if you want to just play it like an action game, and then Naoe, you could choose her for the more traditional Assassin's Creed experience, where you're stealthily taking down targets and sneaking around and everything.
It,
And oh, go ahead.
hold,
You're about
hold
to
on,
say
hold on,
something.
man. Hold on. Okay. Basically, Yasuke is basically going to be the damn Valhalla gameplay. And if I swear to goodness, if he is anything like Valhalla gameplay, I'm out. I'm not kidding.
So please,
No.
so enlighten me, because I haven't played it, and I've like totally forgotten a lot of Valhalla's a lot of the negativity with that game, a lot of the negative points. I just
Okay,
remember
here's
people saying that it was like very bloated.
yeah, that's the thing. That is the main problem of it. And two, the combat for me personally wasn't that good either. It's another one of those where I'm just like, I could have. You guys should have really just went traditional at this point, and they did with Mirage because that was going to be the DLC for Valhalla,
Yeah,
but
I
then it
heard
turned
about
into an
that.
actual
Yeah.
game. I'm like, okay, there's still some things missing from how it used to be, but this is a step in the right direction. So I'm thinking, um, I'm thinking she's going to be more Mirage gameplay, and Yasuke's gonna be more Valhalla gameplay, and I'm just gonna be like, oh god, I'm not for this at all. And if it's anything bloated like Valhalla, and I know the people who did Odyssey are doing this, and I know that was even bloated. I couldn't even finish that
I
because it was
mean, a
so
lot of
bloated.
their games have that issue where it's just a lot. It's just a big open world with a bunch of, a lot. That's like this has been the biggest criticism from a lot of the people in the industry and everything. Just saying that it's just a lot of checklist stuff, a lot of content that they're just putting in there, and it's not really a lot of meaningful content. But my thing is just to, not harp on your point, but just to piggyback on your point about the action and everything. Like that has been one of my biggest criticisms with this whole franchise. When I was playing it and everything, just the fighting did not feel good, man. They have to nail that.
No,
I feel like if you can nail that, cause that was like one of the reasons. Cause which one was in Egypt? Cause that was another one that they could have had me with the setting. Cause I
that
like watching
is
a lot of movies and
Origins.
stuff. Oh,
Origins.
you said what?
Origins.
Okay, Origins. Yeah, that's. I knew it was either Origins or Odyssey. I get the two mixed up, but I like a lot of stuff that's dealing with like Egyptian gods and that type of stuff. Though, like a lot of that mythical stuff when it comes to like movies and television and stuff. So I'm like, they almost got me with Egypt, but they turned it into an RPG. And like the thing is with this franchise, one of the problems I feel like I feel like that I've had, and I feel like maybe some Assassin's Creed fans can probably also relate to, is just the fact that I feel like they got away from what the franchise was when they started to add a lot of the RPG stuff and started making it more action based when it's supposed to be a stealth. It's supposed to be a stealth series, but like I said before, when I want to play a stealth game, I would play something like Dishonored, maybe Hitman. But with Assassin's Creed, with this, maybe I'll give Naoe a little bit of a try. If I don't know how much you're gonna be forced into playing as both of the characters, I imagine that they'll have you playing back and forth. But I believe they said that you can actually freely choose, which one you want to play as.
Yeah, I read that too.
Yeah, so and that's a good thing because I'm like Yasuke. Like if they can do the action well, I think I'll be sticking with him for like most of the time. But I think that kind of leads me, unless you have anything more to add, I think that kind of leads us into the controversy.
Like I said, man, like need I need this to not be so bloated. I need this to not mirror so much of Valhalla and more of honestly what they need to do is bring back the combat from 3. 3 was good, was great combat, or even Black Flag's combat. Like there hasn't been a specific one where I'm like, it's perfect. The combat is absolutely perfect. Do not change a thing, because they've always changed it up to a degree, but ever since they started going in the RPG route, they've ruined most of the combat for me personally.
They
I
gotta
have
just
not
make
liked it.
sure they gotta make sure they
I
don't
ain't
add
liked it.
any like superpowers or something. Like, didn't the last one have like warping or something in it?
Oh my god. Literally, I think throwing your axe at one point and then you just warp. No, wait, that was Mirage. That was Mirage. That was literally Mirage. And I'm like,
Okay.
what the hell is this? It's like you're going in the right direction and then you take it back every time. Without fail, this happens.
Yeah, they
But
just need
yeah,
to make sure they keep it grounded and everything. But I think we can move into the controversy. There's a lot of things that people have issues with, but I need to talk about Yasuke because here's the thing. So, for those of y'all that don't know, like I said before, Yasuke is basically a historical figure. I'm not gonna pretend to be an expert on this character at all, but I kept seeing a lot of a lot of comments, people saying that this is inaccurate. He wasn't a samurai. He was a glorified pack mule. He just carried the swords or whatever. But the thing is, if y'all watch the IGN, because IGN put out a exclusive video where they I guess they talked to the devs and everything, and the devs were talking, and one of the ladies said that they aren't going for authenticity, that they are going. So okay, I said that wrong. So they're going for authenticity, but they're not necessarily going for historical accuracy. So in other words, if you want historical accuracy, I say go read a book. Because, I mean, so enlighten me. Has this series ever really been about being historically accurate? Like, has that really been the biggest selling point of this series in the past? Like, have you ever had to encounter a character in this game, or well, in these games, and it's been one to real life? Because didn't, and correct me if I'm wrong, but didn't they have like Leonardo da Vinci, or like Jack the Ripper, and they were like completely different in the game or something?
yes.
So there you go. Like, there's a precedent to that. They've done it in the past. So that complaint is stupid. But then you also got the people that are just
Or
like,
just sorry man, to cut you off real quick. But how the fucking Apple? Remember that? Remember that from the earlier games? Remember that? Remember the whole Desmond plot line from the earlier games? Y'all don't forget that? Did y'all forget like Desmond talking to Altair and Ezio at one point? Did y'all forget about that?
I mean, all
Y'all,
of this is really just science fiction at the end of the day. With some
y'all really
history
acting
in
like,
there.
and y'all are really acting like, oh, it needs to be historically accurate, man. It needs to be historically accurate. Shut up. Okay. Okay. At the end of the day, if I'm remembering correctly, you're what was the last one? I forget where the whole
Mirage?
real, not just that. I forget exactly where the real life timeline is with this, because I remember you're
All I know is that Desmond died at 3, and I think they were doing some crap where
end of the world
you
plot.
go into like, I think they, I think they did something where like you go to the Animus, like they're like they had it to where you're going to some place. I forgot what it is. I'm not gonna pretend to even know all of like the details behind it, but they found some way to continue it. I forgot exactly what it was though. But they stopped with the whole Desmond thing after 3. I do know that.
Yeah, exactly. in real life accuracy. Did y'all forget in Revelations that Altair was really old as shit and he was still kicking ass? Did y'all just forget that? I mean, y'all acting like historical accuracy has always been a thing with Assassin's Creed? Are y'all kidding? Like actually, I remember certain plot lines from this entire series, and I'm just like, I don't remember Connor being in the American Revolution. I don't remember that from 3. I don't remember any of that. Do you? No. Shut up.
Yeah, so the point is they've always taken liberties, but one of the biggest criticisms, or one of the biggest things I kept hearing people complain about was, oh my god, I don't want to play as a black samurai. We finally got a game set in Japan, and you don't allow us to play as an Asian person, and I'm just sitting there like, did y'all watch the trailer? Did y'all not see the lady there, the Asian lady that's a shinobi? Just play as her if you want to play as an Asian.
It's like yeah, y'all. It's just like they saw him in the background and immediately went for him, and not worrying about the ninja in front of him. Right? It's just like, what is wrong with people,
Now,
man?
one thing I heard somebody say was, and I highly doubt this was the case, it was just like, well, maybe they did this because they don't want to compete with God, I can't speak. Ghost of Tsushima with Jin Sakai. They don't want to be compared to that, so they switched to a black dude. Which I'm like, when that, I don't even know if that would even. I don't think that's the case. Like, either way, you can't avoid that comparison. I don't think. Some people are just gonna always compare it to either that, if not Ghost of Tsushima, it's gonna be that last samurai shinobi game that came out a few months ago. I can't think of the name of it, but it's gonna be either that. You're not gonna be able to you're not gonna be able to avoid those comparisons.
Exactly. It's like, oh my god, I don't get people, man. I think this is the dumbest like people have been in a long time that I've seen with all I know is that the racists have been coming out in drones with this thing. It's like y'all exposing yourselves left and right.
I mean,
y'all exposing yourselves left and right. Please, I'm writing y'all down.
Dude, it's so ridiculous. Like I said before, they act like there wasn't an Asian woman in the whole trailer. It's like they were so laser focused on there being black dude, and then as soon as they saw that, you know exactly what they were screaming: DEI, DEI, Sweet Baby Inc. Sweet Baby Inc. Detected, because I guess they worked on this game or helped consult on this game. I didn't even know that.
I heard that and I'm like, oh god, don't.
It's just
Can we stop giving them work? Can we please stop giving them work?
Like, is that like I understand being outraged about these inclusion groups, these diversity groups, consulting on these projects and telling them to put certain stupid stuff in the game, but at a certain point, like a lot of these outrage channels are starting to piss me off because it's just like that's all they do. All they do is complain. If Sweet Baby Inc. and all these other companies and stuff went away, they'd have nothing to talk about. And it's ridiculous because it's like, well, we haven't even seen gameplay of anything. All you know is that there's a black samurai in there, and that pisses you off for some reason. And it's based off of an actual person. He might have not been a samurai, like they have it in the game, but it's still not. It's based off of history. You can't change that. So I mean, it's just stupid. But I mean, one of the dumbest things about this whole thing is just like if you look at any of the trailers, you can tell that people are just disliking it just based off of either there's a black samurai, Sweet Baby Inc., or just it's just so stupid, man.
I'm tired of this Sweet Baby Inc. Era that we're in because they're going to be. I've seen their lists of accomplishments that they've been attached to and games that they've been attached to. And I'm just like, we're stuck. We are stuck until y'all don't pour money into anything right now. We're kind of stuck in this era, and they're going to keep giving work. So there's nothing more we can do right now.
But see, the thing is like, I will say this. I've heard somebody say this before, and I'll just kind of regurgitate this because I feel like some of these companies do. I'm starting to like come around on this person's point. I'm not gonna say who it was, but I think some of these companies, even if Sweet Baby Inc. weren't there, I feel like they would still have stupid stuff in the game because it's just the people that work there. It's just like with Naughty Dog and Neil Druckmann, certain stuff is still gonna be there. They didn't consult with Sweet Baby Inc. that I know of, but they still have certain weird, stupid stuff in the game. And like I said, we haven't seen much of this game yet. All we've seen is the trailer, so I feel like people are prejudging this, pretty early. But I guess if you don't have anything else to say, we can kind of get into, because I know that you have something to say about the about the pricing, the pre-order bonuses, and everything. So we can kind of get into that if you're ready for
uh,
if you're ready to go into that.
oh, please. Don't,
Yeah, because I
oh.
didn't know until you told me. So for this game, they have just like with all other games nowadays, they have different editions that you can buy. There's the standard edition, gold edition, ultimate, and then they have one where you I guess you can get it like day one from Ubisoft Plus. And so the starting price is $70, and there's obviously going to be a pre-order bonus. And then with the gold edition, you get the season pass, you get the 3-day early access, and then Ultimate Edition also gives you the Ultimate Pack, which has a bunch of in-game stuff, and that's pretty much it. So the Gold Edition is $109. The Ultimate Edition is $130. And I'm gonna go ahead and kick it to you because I think you have a lot more to say about this this part.
I'm doing the James Brown in my seat. Okay, this is basically Star Wars Outlaws all over again. This is exactly what kind of kicked off that whole video on my channel. Yes, shameless plug here, but yeah, these editions, we get this before we get any gameplay. And yes, it's standard for Ubisoft to put the cinematic trailer first before gameplay. I understand that, but at the same time, people already are turning iffy on this anyway. And then what you do here is basically say, oh, yeah, Yasuke's in here, but also here are the additions before we show you any gameplay. Um, no, I don't like this, man. There's several reasons why I don't like this. One, it tells where their head is, and of course, it's always going to be about money. It's Ubisoft. And two, we need gameplay. We need proper gameplay. $130 for the complete edition of your daggone game without showing any strip of gameplay is insanity to me. It'll always continue to be insanity to me. And with day one with Ubisoft Plus, it's like they could easily take that shit down within a heartbeat if they wanted to. I don't like subscription services like this because I remember The Crew being something that they just took down weeks ago. And everyone's like, why did y'all take this down? And no explanation. It's like they had the power to take this shit right back away from you. So if you put money down for it, it doesn't matter because they could easily strip it away from you. I just no. I just Ubisoft is just on my avoid list because yeah, Ultimate Edition for the season pass, 3 days early access, not a week, not a week, huh? I never understand the 3-day early access. And what the hell is the Ultimate Pack? What is this?
So I can
What?
okay, so
Go ahead.
here's what it is. So it's basically a character pack. It gives you gear and weapon sets for both of the characters, and it gives you 5 skill points and a red dragon filter for the photo mode.
A red dragon filter. Oh my god, I hate modern games.
Yeah, so here's what I think about all this. So first of all, I'm not passionate about really just. So let me just say, look, I'm not freaking upset about this. I'm not like back in. So like, if this had been like 6-7 years ago, I'd probably be right there with you. But this is like standard practice nowadays. So when I see stuff like this, like it doesn't really faze me anymore. Like this is just standard procedure, and it's gamers who are who are basically at fault for buying into all this stuff. And I can't speak for you. I know I'm guilty of it. I've been guilty of it in the past when it comes to buying season passes and the early day bonuses and the early day access stuff. But my biggest, I guess you could say the biggest issue with this, looking at it objectively, is like the season pass. Like you're charging people for the season pass, but we don't know what that content's gonna be. It could be anything. We don't even know if it's gonna be worth that extra price. So that's the biggest red flag for me. Games have already gone up to $70, so Ubisoft charging $70 for this game, that's gonna be nothing new. That's standard now. But yeah, as far like I said, this don't really phase me now. But again, back in the day, it probably would have. But I mean, when you told me about this, I was like, well, it's just another day, because I mean, that's how it is nowadays. you get like 7 editions, and you gotta try to figure out which one you want, and it's stupid, but I mean that's how it is, standard practice.
Man, I got bills to pay. There is no way I'm giving y'all Ultimate Edition price. There's no way I'm paying Ultimate Edition for something I haven't seen yet. Not only that, but it's just like it's Ubisoft games. Like I said before, are an absolute hit and miss for me nowadays. So I'm the one taking the ultimate risk here when I even put money down on these, because sometimes I haven't even. I'm like, this is a Ubisoft game. I don't know what I expected here when I give it a chance. So with this, it's like,
I will
even
say this though. Oh, go ahead.
Go ahead. No, go ahead.
So I will say this though. For any Ubisoft game, you gotta make sure do not buy, like, if you like, even with this, I'm like, I'm going to wait. Always wait a few months, because their games will be dirt cheap later on. Like the price of Prince of Persia right now, I think it's like $30. You could probably get it for $30-$20 at some places. And I will say this, another thing that I saw people keep saying is, remember guys, don't pre-order the game. We don't pre-order games. We don't pre-order Ubisoft games. And the thing is, so today I saw the tweet from Tom Henderson. I believe he works at The Verge, or maybe he's a leaker or something. But anyway, he put out a tweet basically saying that the pre-orders are looking good for this game, despite all the backlash, despite all the people crying about Yasuke and Sweet Baby Inc. and everything. The pre-orders are still good, so I don't know what to say. I don't know what to say. It's reminding me of a Pokemon situation where people cry about Game Freak and not, doing this or that, but then they still buy the game. So people are still pre-ordering the game. So that speaks volumes to me. So, because again, like I said at the start of this video, at the top of the video, people have been wanting Assassin's Creed in Japan for a while. This is a very, very, this has been very long in the making, and I think that Ubisoft knows that they can't mess this up.
I mean, it took Ghost of Tsushima for them to finally be like, oh shit, people really want this, and I'm like, yeah, y'all kind of already too late. So it's like Ghost of Tsushima already did this, and I really am like wondering how are they gonna kind of top, maybe top it, but I'm not holding it. I'm not giving them that much credit. I'm not. I refuse to. No.
Man, if they could just make a solid game with good action and the parkour is good and everything, I mean, dude, if they can get me on board, because Assassin's Creed is a series I want to like. I wanted to like from day one. I couldn't get into it, but this one could be it. Because it's Japan, it's samurais, it's ninjas. I mean, what more could you ask for?
Yeah, but we'll see how it goes. We'll just see how it goes. Like I said, I need to see this in action before I give it any more attention. And especially the combat and how are they going to do the the stealth, because after Mirage, I'm like, this could have been better. Mirage could have been so much better than what it was. And it's not like they don't have the catalog for it, because, again, look at their lineup. Look at their past lineup. I'm just saying.
Okay, so we'll probably end up seeing more gameplay in a few months from now. I think don't quote me on this, but I think that their presentation is supposed to be June 9th. I know sometime in June. They're Ubisoft Forward, so that's when we're probably going to get gameplay for this. But yeah, so that's pretty much all we got. Let us know what you think in the comment section below about the reveal trailer. And like the video, subscribe. We're out of here. Peace.